What is up, everyone? We are back right here in the South End studio. We are going to dive into my Stone Glacier system from last year, all the pieces I ran last year. We're gonna dive into what I liked, what I didn't like, what pieces are what, all of that good stuff. But before we get into that, I am going to announce a little giveaway for this video right here. So all you have to do to get entered in to win this PN Wild Cascade Design hoodie is leave a comment right down below letting us know what your favorite piece of gear is. It doesn't matter the brand, doesn't matter any of that, just let us know. What's your favorite piece? Is it something that we've worn? Is it something that we haven't done? Is it something you'd like to see us try out? Let us know. Enter in just by commenting down below, automatically get put in to win one of these hoodies. We will randomly select a comment and we'll get in touch with you and get this hoodie sent out right away. So we'll let that comment feed go for, let's say 3 weeks after this video goes live. We'll give it 3 weeks, let those comments build, pick a random one, boom, hoodie coming your way. Now, let's dive into Stone Glacier from last year, what I liked, what I didn't like. Let's go. We're gonna jump right into this kind of a base layer next to skin, early season, so like those August bear hunts, a lot of that kind of stuff. This piece was phenomenal. This is called the Avro synthetic hoodie. It's super lightweight, has this nice big, deep 3/4 zip, so you can really dump that heat right out of the chest. This is in the stone gray color. I really liked the hood on this. It sits tight around your hat when you pull it up, get the sun off your neck, stuff like that. Or if it was a little bit chilly, you could pull that up, bite that wind, and it was really great. This hoodie right here comes in at $89. This is a size large, by the way. I wear a size large in every top across the board, and I've never really found one that didn't work for me. I know Jeff and Bob have found some like weird sizing and stuff with stuff that they've had in the past, but for the Stone Glacier, First Light, Kuyu, everything I've ran, I've always done a large top, and it's worked out great for me. It is UPF 43 plus, which is really nice in those, again, summer months. July scouting, trail cam hanging, stuff like that. You want to protect your skin so that you're not getting sunburnt while you're out there. Again, that hood comes in super handy. The long sleeves protects, and then that big zipper in front, you can dump all that heat out. Comes in at 9.3 ounces, so it's a super lightweight, just easy to wear, super comfortable, next to skin, base layer type top. Again, this is the Avro synthetic hoodie. We've kind of all gone away from merino wool base layers in the past few years. We all have different reasons. You know, Jeff tends to think they smell like wet dog when they get wet, or when they get moist and damp from sweat or whatever, which I do tend to see that from time to time. I don't like the sag that comes after a couple days of wearing it. Like, you know, when you're stuck in the backcountry, you're only bringing your very bare bones kit. And so after a couple days, that merino really starts to sag, the wrist cuffs get all loosened up. It's just not very comfortable at the end of the day. So we've all kind of gone to these synthetic, especially for the base layer type stuff. I've really had a great season wearing this. Wore it, like I said, summer scouting, fall bear hunt in August, early September, and then even used it as my base layer later into the season that I would pair with another piece like a mid layer and a puffy. So it's a great standalone piece early season, or a great base layer piece as we move on later into the season, those cooler weather hunts. So that was, again, the Avro synthetic hoodie, Stone Glacier. This is in stone gray, 89 bucks. And then we're gonna get into one of my favorite pieces ever. This is the Stone Glacier Helio hoodie. which if you've watched our channel previously, I did a mid-layer shootout, and the Helio hoodie was involved in that as well. I talked about a lot of really good things that I liked about it, and then one or two that I didn't like, which is why it was not my number one in that mid-layer shootout. But I still really like this hoodie. Again, the hood itself is phenomenal. Like the way that they've shaped their hoods and the way that they have their zippers come way up. When you zip that thing up, it's like right here. Covers part of your mouth, so like if it's really cold, you can kind of zip it up, hunker down, and get out of the wind. You know, pull it up over your nose, get some warmth going there. But this is it's 139 bucks for this Helio hoodie. It's still got the big deep front zip, so you can really dump heat out with that, which is I really like. I've actually worn this as both a mid layer and a base layer. So when we were in Montana a couple years ago and it was really cold, I was wearing this Helio hoodie as my base layer and then wearing a KUIU heavier fleece as like that mid layer and then a puffy on top of that. So I've used it as a mid layer and a base layer piece, which is really great to have that flexibility and that variability for this piece. This is in a granite gray is what they call this. It's $139, which is again a great price point for a mid-layer piece. It's a 93.7 polyester spandex blend, which means it's gonna have some stretch to it, super comfortable. What I really like about Stone Glacier tops as well that they do on the Avro and on the Helio and then on some of their other pieces as well is they cut them long in the back. So it has like a tail, if you will. But then every time that when you're hiking around, you know, if it's cut right at your waistline, it's gonna get pulled up by your backpack. These, because they are cut longer, if you don't tuck them in, it still doesn't ride way up your back, causing like your lumbar pad to be on your skin. It protects you that way. And then also if you do tuck it in the back, you just have more material back there to tuck in, which helps it stay put, which I also really like. This piece right here comes in at 14.5 ounces. So again, like lightweight, good mid-layer piece. It's a fleece, like backing on the inside. So micro grid fleece, super comfortable on your skin or with a base layer on underneath. The one thing in that mid-layer shootout that I did touch on that I wasn't the biggest fan of is this chest pocket right here. I think it's a little bit pointless because where it sits is right about here, which is where your bino harness is gonna sit. And so if you're wearing a bino harness, that pocket's basically null and void, in my opinion. If you were gonna go super lightweight and maybe you're on an archery deer stock or something like that and you're gonna take your bino harness off, which is risky in my opinion, but if you were going to remove that bino harness and you needed to throw a wind checker in there, or you're the shooter on an archery elk hunt and all you need is a reed in there to pop in your mouth to stop that bull, something like that, I could see the pocket being useful there. But for my purposes and in all of my experience with this, I've never really worn it without a bino harness covering that pocket. So I've never even been able to use the pocket. So kind of one of those things, it's not really necessary in my opinion, but to others, I'm sure that they love it. So again, Stone Glacier Helio hoodie, 139 bucks. This is the granite gray. I love this piece, keeps me warm. It's a great insulator for that mid-layer type piece, and pairing this with a puffy or anything like that has been a great combination for me. So I have two pairs of pants from Stone Glacier. I have the de Havilland Light, and then I have the full de Havilland pant. This one right here is the Light. This is in the fern color, so it's kind of their green. I really like the color on these. I think it works really well here in Washington in the Northwest. I really like running solids, especially for pants. I like running solids. I just like the look of them better. One thing about Stone Glacier pants that I fought for a long time, and I will fully admit this, I thought that this waist system where they have Okay, so let's show you this. So the zipper on these is attached to a Velcro piece on the inside. So you can pull that zipper back and adjust it, you know, forward, back, and that is kind of what will tighten up your pants. I thought it was kind of gimmicky and didn't really make a ton of sense to me until I wore it. Now I think it's brilliant because, as we all know, as those backcountry hunts extend in time, you're probably losing weight and your pants are getting stretched out just from moving, sweating, all of that kind of stuff. This allows you to then tighten your pants as they begin to stretch out, or you lose some weight, or a combination of the both. So then as the hunt goes on, you can actually bring these in and tighten them up by a couple inches. You're never gonna lose that much. And it's so simple that I thought it was gimmicky, but it makes a world of a difference on those extended hunts when you're back there for 5+ days, especially earlier season when it's hot, you're sweating all the time, you're hiking your ass off, you're losing weight. It makes a difference. The other thing with the Stone Glacier pants that I also was not a fan of to begin with, and I've never been a fan of in the past, is the built-in belt system. But Stone Glacier kind of nailed it on this one. It's not like a full belt system. It's just a little hook right there. You can just tighten it up, loosen it up. And for whatever reason, I don't know how they did it, but every other belt system that I've ever ran, it felt uncomfortable underneath the waist belt of your pack. This one sits so flat that I don't even notice that it's there, and I haven't had any like rubbing on my stomach or anything like that. It's been phenomenal. And it also doesn't loosen up. It's strong enough that when I do tighten that belt down, it stays there. It doesn't get loosened up by the hip belt moving around on it. I haven't had it loosen up, which also really, really impressed me, and I was not a believer of. The one kind of weird thing is it doesn't have a button. There's no little button, no little clasp on the top, so you are solely reliant on that belt to close the top. It's a little bit weird. Some people don't like it. I didn't see any problem with it. It didn't bother me. Yeah, I really fell in love with these pants over the last season, and I was a skeptic. So take that for what it's worth. I wasn't a believer in these pants and like in the zipper system and in the built-in belt, and they proved me wrong. 100% proved me wrong. I ended up loving them. I wore them yesterday on a shed hunt. So the other thing I really like about them is these big side zips. They're enormous. I run super hot. If you've paid attention, I've talked about this a million times. When I have a side zip, I want it to open up and dump as much heat as possible. That's always been my beef with another brand's pant, KOHUNT, who that side zip just doesn't do it for me. It's small, it's not nearly as long, it's only, you know, down to here, and it doesn't open up because it has the mesh in it. The mesh is nice to keep ticks, debris, whatever else out. That part of it I do understand and I do appreciate, but I run super hot. I need to dump a lot of heat. It is what it is. These Stone Glacier pants nailed that for me. They remind me a lot more of the First Light Corrugate Foundry pant, which I also really love. Fabric wise, they're pretty similar feeling. The side zip is really similar to the Corrugate Foundry as well. That just like opens up, dumps tons of heat. I love that. The thing that sets these pants apart is that waist belt system with the zipper and the little built-in belt. It was great. Pockets are super comfortable. Really liked that. The way that they're configured, everything works, fits great. These de Havilland lights run $179. Again, this is the Fern color. They kind of advertise these as your earlier season pant because they are just a little bit lighter. They're 1 pound 3 ounces. They are DWR treated, so they are a bit water resistant. Walking through some wet brush this year, like it was all dewy in the morning on a bear hunt, I did notice that some water was getting through these, so that was a little bit of an annoyance. But they're a light pant. They're not made to take as much of that water and punishment with the brush and everything else. They are knee pad compatible. If you're interested in getting those knee pads, they are compatible with those as well. So yeah, that's kind of some of the little features with these de Havilland lights. I loved them. I will run these again all year, especially this like earlier season, sheds, turkeys, coyotes, spring bear if I get over to another state to go do that. I'll run these for the most part, and then all summer and into those August and September fall bear hunts, I'll be running these because they run super light, not as hot. I can dump heat. That is my number one. De Havilland light pant. Then you have the full de Havilland right here. This is the granite gray color again. Basically the same exact setup for pant. It's got the same belt, it's got the same zipper method here. Everything about that is the same. The only thing is they're just a little bit burlier. They're a little bit heavier. They come in at 1 pound, 8 ounces, so just a little bit heavier. They're DWR treated, and they have a wind resistant face on them, so there's just a little bit more there to buck that weather as it's coming in. I have worn these in wetter conditions, and these did perform better with that DWR and wind resistance than the light did. I did not get wet through these pants, which was great. Anyone who hunts like Western Washington, stuff like that, you know that you're always walking through wet grass, wet brush early in the mornings. There's always dew, there's always moisture in the air, and these pants performed great for me in that sense. Obviously, if it's raining buckets, if you're beating brush, stuff like that, I will throw rain pants on over the top of these. But if you're just sitting there or just walking through some like light grass, stuff like that, these performed great. They're also knee pad compatible, so you can run those same knee pads in here. Just slightly heavier than the lights and slightly more expensive. They're $189 instead of $179, so not a big difference in price. Has the same giant side zips, which I really appreciate, especially with them being a warmer pant. Again, you know, when I'm hiking around, stuff like that, I run really warm, and so having this be able to dump heat and then zip up as soon as I sit down to trap that heat back in was phenomenal. Like, I loved wearing these. I wore them in Montana, I wore them on high buck. Pair those up with a pair of puffy pants, I'm golden, good to go. Feel really comfortable making it through basically all weather conditions. So again, I will probably run these pants primarily all season again this year. Again, I fell in love with them. They proved me wrong in multiple places, and I love it when a piece of gear can do that. If I can look at a piece of gear and be skeptical of some aspect of it and then try it and be proven wrong, that tells me everything I need to know about that piece of gear and that it was well thought out. Even for people who look at it and go, ugh, I don't think that that's gonna work, or this seems a little bit hokey or gimmicky, then to try it and be like, you got me. Well, Stone Glacier, you got me on your damn pants, so congratulations. This is the Cirque Light jacket. These are both kind of insulation pieces, so that's why I saved them for the end. This is the Cirque Light jacket in the tarmac color, which I really like. This is a synthetic insulation in here. This is a Primaloft Gold, 60 grams of synthetic insulation in here. It has some like fleece on the sides to add some stretch, some fleece underneath the armpits to add some stretch and cut some weight. This thing comes in at 15.2 ounces, so not heavy at all. But I will say that it's not the warmest option. So I took this with on like spring turkey last year when I knew that the temps wouldn't be crazy low, and it worked out great. I will say still having a down puffy in your backpack is just so hard to beat. Like, I'll talk about this next, but this is the Grumman Light. It's a down synthetic or a down jacket. And the weight savings and the warmth ratio on down versus synthetic is just huge. The synthetic does perform better in wet conditions. So if you're gonna go out and experience a bunch of rain or a bunch of snow and you want something like this, they have this Cirque Light, and then they also have a heavier Cirque jacket that is a synthetic insulation. So that could be another option that you look into. But for me, I got this one, and really I like wearing this as like a camp jacket. It's kind of the one that stays in my truck, stays in my tote for like camp clothes, stuff like that. It's a good looking jacket, so I even like kind of wear it around town in the winter. When it's cold outside, I'll throw this thing on, run to the store, all that kind of stuff. It's just a good looking jacket. Again, the zipper in the front goes way up the face, so you can just like block your mouth off, get your nose into there, get it warm. The hood, again, is just, it's so well thought out. It really stretches and just like holds tight right to the top of your hat. Fits really well. Just a good jacket, all around jacket. The cuffs I also like. They sit and just sit right on your wrist. You don't have the Velcro that you have to like strap on, strap off, like open up, all that kind of stuff. They just fit instead of needing to Velcro them up all the time. But that's like I said, 15.2 ounces, so not crazy heavy. So if you wanted to pack it, you definitely could. I definitely lean still towards a down jacket if you're packing something. But for at the truck or like a day hunt, something like that, you could definitely throw this bad boy on. You could also use this as a second insulation piece. You could, if you're hunting extreme cold temperatures, something like that, and you wanted to go Helio hoodie, Cirque Light jacket over the top, it's a little bit more of an active insulation piece, so you could do some more hiking in this and then have your down jacket in your pack to throw on when you sit down. I could totally see that being a great option as well. It is a 15 denier weather resistant Pertex fabric on the face of this thing, so it does block some of that wind. It does repel some water. It worked out really well for me when I did wear it on that spring turkey hunt. We did get some snow, we got some weather, and I was perfectly fine. I had the Helio hoodie on underneath, this on over the top, and I was really comfortable. So that is the Cirque Light jacket in tarmac color. It's kind of a greenish, brownish gray. I don't know, it's kind of an interesting color. I really like it, it's cool, looks great. $239 for this version right here. And this is the Grumman Light down jacket. I do not have the big brother, the full Grumman. I do plan on getting one this season and being able to run that in comparison to my KUIU Super Down Pro. As you all know, we love the KUIU Super Down Pro. I want to try the full Grumman and compare it apples to apples, side by side, see which one, warmth rating, weight rating, all those different things. I want to see if maybe there's a new king on the mountain. I don't know. We'll see. But this guy right here, the Grumman Light down jacket, $249. This is the fern color. So again, that green, kind of evergreen color fits in really well here in the Northwest, which I really enjoy. $249, like I said. It is packed with 850 plus fill hyper dry goose down, so super high quality goose down. It's got the hyper dry treatment to it, so it will still perform pretty well if it gets damp, a little bit wet. You can still wear it if it starts to sprinkle some snow, sprinkle some rain. You're not gonna be compromising your down because it is that hyper dry treated, which is great. This is 11.1 ounces, super lightweight. So compared to the Cirque Light, 15.2, 4 whole ounces are saved by going to down, and this is substantially warmer than that Cirque Light. I will say that. It has 3.1 ounces of insulation. This also has 15 denier weather resistant Pertex quantum shell. I don't know what that means. Sounds freaking good. And like I said, it did hold up to some rain, some snow. Wore it outside, worked out great. Wore it on a few different hunts this year when I knew that weather or that temps weren't gonna dip way down low and I didn't need the Super Down Pro. I would bring this with me so that I could test it out, so I could wear it, and it was great. Super comfortable. Zippers are great. Hood, again, is great. This thing comes way up. Tuck your face back into it. The hood fits perfect. The cuffs are a little bit goofy, I wish they had the same kind of cuff as the Cirque Lite. So like you do get a little bit of like balling over your hand there when it does kind of roll like that. Not the biggest deal in the world, definitely not a deal breaker for me. I still really liked it. It's very comfortable. I'm really, really excited to try the Big Brother, the Grumman. I've heard nothing but phenomenal things about that jacket, and I have nothing but phenomenal things to say about this one. So if his Big Brother is any better, I'm gonna be a really happy guy. This Grumman Light down jacket comes in at $249, so $250. So really, like, none of these pieces are crazy, crazy expensive. They're all right in that ballpark with all the other big brands as far as price point. The Stone Glacier stuff is coming in very, very light compared to some of their other competitors. And so that's another reason why I'm excited to try the Big Brother, the full Grumman, and also probably try the Grumman down pants as well this year. Try all that out and be able to tell you guys like completely like, what do I like better? What did I think worked better? The KUIU Super Down Pro stuff, the Stone Glacier Grumman stuff. Like that's a really good comparison to do back to back, see what we like, see what performs, and let you guys know, because ultimately we want to help you make the best, most informed decision possible when you're going to spend your hard-earned money on these expensive pieces. Like we all want the best gear possible. We all want to buy once, cry once. We don't want to buy something, try it out and be like, this didn't work for me, or ugh, like this zipper sucks, or whatever it is. Like we want to be able to tell you, hey, the zipper on this is bad, or hey, we had a blowout in stitching, we had these issues. We want to be able to tell you that kind of stuff. We want to talk to you about fit and style and all those different things. Like I said, like we want to help you make that most informed decision. So we try out all these brands, and Stone Glacier is a top brand right now. We run the KUIU stuff. I run the Stone stuff, like so that we can have these discussions, and it's really, really fun. So I'm looking forward to trying more stuff from Stone Glacier this year. If you would like to see us try something else, another brand, another piece in particular, anything like that, let us know, because we're happy to try all that stuff. We aren't committed to anyone clothing wise, so we can try all these different things, and we are happy to do so. If you guys are looking for something in particular that you want some information on, reach out, let us know. We're happy to help. And hopefully you guys let us know that we gave you some good feedback, we gave you some good intel, helped you make a good purchase and something that you're super happy with. That's ultimately the best compliment that we can get from you guys. So with that being said, that's my Stone Glacier gear review from 2023. Those are all the pieces I ran. I loved them. I'm really excited to continue running them this year and adding a couple more, like that Grumman jacket and the Grumman down pant, and then maybe try something else as well. Or if you guys have a suggestion for a piece from another company, let us know. Happy to try some stuff out this year and see what we can do. So with that being said, thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button right down below so that you can be notified as soon as a new video drops from us here at P&N Wild. We have a lot of really cool and exciting things coming to you this year, 2024. It's going to be a big year for us. So please subscribe, like it, comment, do all those things that you know that you're supposed to do for us. Help us out. Like and subscribe, comments, all those things. They really do help us in the long run, and we truly appreciate it. Until next time, we will see you on the mountain.